party. So get down, everybody. Yeah, we come to party. I went from St. Clair shores and drink specials and winners to New York City and $700 dinners. From hanging with sinners and secondhand cheap sex to getting much respect from top record execs. The cool kids coming up to call y'all out. So shut up now and put my balls in your mouth. Back that ass horse, I ain't forgot when I was tossed in the diamond and left to right. Used to call me dummy when my nose was fucking money. Now I'm fucking bunnies getting fucking Matchbox 20 money. Motherfuckers wanna claim they're down, but when it was broken down, I never seen them around. All the shit we talk, all the shit we dream. I did it without, so I got a brand new team. No triple beams, it seems like a movie. Bought 2 cribs, drop top, and jacuzzi. No more floozies, only high class hoes. Couple when it rains and a few when it snows. A brand new nose to go along with my habit. And a garden hose made out of 24 karat. Bought a couple parents that like to squat. And they sound like you and all that shit you talk. Step inside my shoes, you couldn't fill them, Doc. You too old to kid, too soft to rock. Already did what most love to shout. 7 years on wax, and I still ain't sold out. And there ain't no doubt in my mind that I'ma stop all over your test of time. I'm going platinum. I'm going platinum. I'm going platinum. We're going platinum. Devil without a cause. I'm going platinum.
Pack of Newport 100s. Got some quarters for you. I used to. Going down the street. Behind me. That's $6. 3 cents. Yes. Thank you, ma'am.
Have a good night.
You too.
it, but don't mention me. If they do, nigga, I'ma push up. And I grind it, boy, this ain't no love. I mixed it with punch. I drunk it for lunch. I pull up my niggas too. We ought to be dripping and lean. I do it, I make it look easy. What they did to little pig won't believe. Damn. Shit, what they did, boy, wasn't right. Took a bitch from a campsite. Had to tell her she was uptight. In my diamond shine like some headlights. The mama, she said on me. I told her that nigga some lose. They catch her on fucking with you. Hey, whoa. She told me she wanna gon' kick it. And I told her let's start up a business. When you fucking with me, there's no limits. Hey, we had a wonderful night. We had a wonderful night. We had a wonderful night. Sippin' lean and I got it on right. We had a wonderful night. We had a wonderful night. We had a wonderful night. Took the backward and then I ignite. Hey. Made it from every